He secretly cheated on me with my best friend for a year and told everyone I was clingy and crazy. They all believed him. Until I hacked his TikTok, posted all the screenshots, and then walked into his birthday party with his brother on my arm. His face turned pale as I whispered, "Now you know what betrayal feels like." My name is Riley Adams. I'm 24, born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona, and until about 6 months ago, I truly believed I had it all. A steady job at a tech startup, a loyal group of friends, and a boyfriend I was head over heels for. His name was Mason Carter, 27, charming as hell with that fake boyfriend energy that makes you think you're the center of his universe. Until you find out he's been orbiting someone else the entire time. We'd been together for almost 3 years. Our relationship wasn't perfect, but I thought it was real. I was the one who planned our anniversaries, made him soup when he was sick, and stayed up late editing his TikToks because he wanted to go viral. He was the one who smiled, said thanks, and then snuck off to my best friend's apartment the second I went home. Yet, my best friend. Her name is Tessa James, 25. The girl who used to crash on my couch after breakups. The one who swore up and down that Mason was like a brother to her. Well, either she didn't understand what siblings were, or she had one hell of a twisted family. For an entire year, they were sneaking around behind my back. Every laugh they shared that made me feel like the third wheel, every inside joke I didn't understand, it was all just part of their secret little world. And when I started to sense something was off, when I dared to ask Mason why he seemed so distant, he did what every coward does, he flipped the script. He told people I was clingy, that I was insecure, that I was the crazy girlfriend who couldn't take a hint. And the worst part? They believed him. Tessa stopped replying to my texts. My other friends, our mutuals, started fading away one by one. I became the girl people whispered about in group chats. I could feel their judgment whenever I posted something online, as if I'd fallen off the deep end. But I wasn't crazy. I was just heartbroken. And then one night, everything changed. I was sitting alone in my apartment, scrolling through TikTok, watching Mason's latest relationship advice video. Yes, he had the audacity to give relationship advice when I noticed something. A weird little mistake. He'd accidentally posted a screen recording instead of a video. It lasted only 5 seconds before he deleted it, but it was enough. I paused it, zoomed in. My stomach twisted. There it was, clear as day, his messages with Tessa, the nickname he gave her, the hearts, the can't wait to see you tonight. That 5-second slip cracked everything wide open. So I did what any tech-savvy, emotionally wrecked woman would do. I spent the next 3 weeks gathering every receipt I could find. I pulled texts, screenshots, even voice memos he'd left when he didn't realize his phone was still recording. I went full FBI. I didn't just want to confront him, I wanted to expose him. But I didn't rush it. No, this had to be timed perfectly. Because karma hits harder when it's wearing heels and walking into your birthday party on the arm of your own brother. And trust me, that part's coming. I didn't just want revenge, I wanted justice. The kind that makes your skin crawl and your pride shrink. Mason had ruined my reputation with lies. He got people to laugh behind my back, question my sanity, and turn their backs when I needed them the most. So I made a plan, and it was going to be beautiful. Step 1 was hacking his TikTok. I wasn't some amateur messing with HTML codes from high school. I worked at a tech startup. Security, algorithms, data tracing. That was my world. Mason, on the other hand, used the same password for everything. His dog's name, followed by 123. It took me less than 3 tries. I had full access. His drafts, his messages, his comment replies, his close friends' DMs. It was a goldmine. And the deeper I dug, the worse it got. He and Tessa hadn't just been cheating. They had mocked me. There was a video of her wearing my hoodie, the one I'd been looking for months. She laughed into the camera and said, "Guess who thinks this is still in her closet?" Mason giggled in the background. I found screenshots of texts they'd sent to other people. People I once considered friends. Mason writing, "She gets weird when I don't text back. Watch this. followed by a screenshot of me asking if he was okay. Then he and Tessa sent laughing emojis back and forth. They loved playing victim. And I realized something. This wasn't about love. This wasn't even about cheating. It was about control. About watching me unravel so they could feel powerful. So I started collecting. Every time I logged into his account, I saved more proof. I created a hidden folder. Named it Riley's Redemption. I organized the files by type, screenshots, voice memos, videos, DMs. I had everything. And then came the final step, finding the perfect moment to release it. I found out through his brother, Lucas, that Mason was throwing a huge birthday party. Naturally, he rented out this rooftop bar downtown. Said it was private invite only. He was planning to drop a new TikTok live from the party and make a big announcement about his next big content move. He wanted a viral moment? I was going to give him one. Lucas and I had always been cool. He was the younger sibling by 2 years, more grounded, less fake, and definitely smarter. He'd always liked me. And when I told him what had really happened, when I showed him the screenshots, he looked like he wanted to burn the city down. He believed Mason's lies too, and he was pissed. So when I asked him if he wanted to come to the party with me, arm in arm, head held high, just to see his brother's world collapse in real time, he didn't even hesitate. "I'll even wear the suit he hates," he said. The night of the party came fast. I wore a black silk dress, the kind that made me look like I belonged in a perfume commercial. Hair curled, heels sharp, eyes dry. I wasn't sad anymore. I was electric. Charged. Ready. As Lucas and I walked through the rooftop entrance, the music dropped into a bass-heavy remix of some trending pop song. The crowd parted slowly, whispers flying like wildfire. Mason was at the bar, mid-laugh, drink in hand, Tessa by his side in a glittery gold dress. When he saw me with Lucas, his jaw literally hung open. I smiled sweetly, tilted my head. He started to walk over, like he didn't believe what he was seeing. But I wasn't done yet. I had one more move. I reached into my clutch and took out my phone. I pulled up Mason's TikTok account, his account, and posted a video titled, "The Truth About Mason Carter." In it were all the receipts. Every screenshot, every cruel message, every video of Tessa mocking me, every lie he told, all set to the sound of his own voice laughing at my pain. I hit post. The notification went out instantly. Phones buzzed. Faces lit up. Someone gasped. Someone screamed, "Why, oh, check this out." Within seconds, Mason's feed was flooded with comments. Disbelief, disgust, betrayal. He lunged for me. "What the hell did you just do?" I leaned in close, smiled, and whispered so only he could hear me. "Now you know what betrayal feels like." His face went pale. He looked like someone had pulled the ground out from under him. And I wasn't even done yet. I stepped back after whispering those words, letting them settle like smoke in the air. Mason stood there frozen, blinking like he'd just been hit by a truck. Tessa grabbed his arm, confused, until someone shoved a phone in her face and said, "Is this really you?" The color drained from her cheeks before she even hit play. People started backing away from them like they were contagious. The golden couple of our circle had just crumbled in real time, and nobody wanted to be caught in the fallout. Lucas leaned toward me and whispered, "That's gotta be the most savage thing I've ever seen." I smiled, but there was no joy in it. Just release. Just peace. Mason's voice broke through the noise, desperate now. "Riley, we need to talk. Just give me a second to explain." I laughed. Loud enough for the people around us to hear. "Explain what? Which part? The lying? The gaslighting? The part where you called me crazy while she wore my hoodie in your bed?" Tessa turned to him, her voice sharp. "Wait, you told everyone she was crazy? That's how you covered this up." Mason turned to her like he suddenly remembered she was part of this too. I didn't think she'd actually find out. The entire room watched them like it was reality TV. No one was dancing anymore. The DJ actually paused the music. You could hear every word. And then came the comments. Oh, the comments. Someone yelled, "Yo, he's trending already. This video is going viral." Another voice chimed in, "This girl bodied you, bro. Ain't no coming back from this." Mason's hands curled into fists. "You just ruined my life, Riley." I looked him dead in the eye. "No, Mason. You ruined your own life. I just made sure everyone saw it." He stormed off, shoving through the crowd. Tessa followed him, but not before Lucas called out, "Hey, Tess. Hope it was worth it." She didn't even look back. And just like that, they were gone. But the story wasn't over. The next morning, Mason's TikTok was down. He must have tried to reset the password, probably thinking he could recover from the wreckage. But it didn't matter. The video had already been downloaded, stitched, reposted, duetted. Millions of views in less than 12 hours. Hashtags like #RileyWins and #CheaterExposed were trending. People turned me into a mini legend. My inbox flooded with messages. Strangers thanking me for standing up for myself. Girls sending me their own betrayal stories. Even some influencers reposted the video saying, "This is how you handle a cheater." It was surreal. But you know what the best part was? All the people who ghosted me, the ones who believed Mason's lies, who left me out of group chats, who whispered when I walked by, they started crawling back. Apologies. Regrets. "I didn't know the truth, Riley. I'm so sorry." I didn't respond to a single one of them. Because I was too busy rebuilding. Not just my reputation. Not just my friend group. I was rebuilding me. You'd think that would be the end, right? Viral video. Public humiliation. Exiled from his own birthday party. The cheater exposed, the villain defeated. But life isn't a movie, and people like Mason don't just disappear quietly. At first, things got quiet. Too quiet. No posts. No messages. Not from him. Not from Tessa. Not even from mutuals who used to hang out with us like we were the IT group. It was like someone pulled the fire alarm and everyone scattered. And then, I started getting anonymous messages. At first, it was subtle. Weird DMs from burner accounts. Stuff like, "You think you're better than him?" Or, "You're such a drama queen." They didn't bother me, I'd seen worse. But then it escalated. My job's Instagram account got spammed with 1-star reviews and fake complaints. My personal info leaked online. Someone even posted my apartment building and the name of my dog, details only someone close would know. Lucas tried to help, but I could tell he felt helpless. He stayed over a few nights, just in case. We watched movies, ate junk food, tried to pretend it wasn't happening. But I could feel Mason out there, lurking. Not because he cared, but because he hated losing control. Then one night, Lucas and I were out grabbing coffee when his phone buzzed. He looked down, confused, then showed me the screen. It was a message from Mason. "Hope you're enjoying my leftovers. Don't get too comfortable. I've got one more surprise coming." My stomach dropped. "Block him," I said. "I already have. That came through a spoofed number. He's really reaching." But it didn't feel like a bluff. It felt like a warning. The next day, I got called into HR. Apparently, someone had emailed my boss a fake chain of messages claiming I was leaking confidential company data for clout and revenge. It was ridiculous, but convincing. My access got frozen while they investigated. I sat there in a glass office, heart pounding, trying to explain that someone was trying to destroy me. Lucas showed up with a USB drive full of time-stamped footage and logs, proving I hadn't touched anything outside protocol. He stayed up all night gathering it. The IT department reviewed it, and finally, they cleared me. But the damage was done, I felt. Tainted. Like everywhere I turned, Mason's fingerprints were still on my life. And that's when I decided I couldn't just win. I had to end it. I wasn't interested in pity anymore, or viral revenge. I wanted peace. And the only way to get that was to make sure Mason Carter couldn't hurt anyone else again. So I started digging deeper. Remember how I worked in cybersecurity? I still had a few contacts from my freelance days, people who did deeper work. The kind of work that didn't exactly follow corporate rules. I gave them one name, Mason Carter. What came back shocked even me. It turned out the TikTok cheating scandal wasn't the worst thing Mason had done. Not even close. There were other girls. Ones who didn't have the receipts, the voice, the confidence to fight back. Girls who dropped out of school after being harassed. Ones who deleted all their social media and disappeared. One of them had filed a complaint at the college we all went to. Mason was quietly disciplined, and it never went public. Another had a restraining order filed, also swept under the rug. That's when I realized I wasn't just fighting an ex. I was fighting a pattern. And it was time the world saw all of it. With everything I'd uncovered, I had two choices. Walk away and be satisfied with what I already did. Or finish this. And if you've been following my story this far, you already know which one I chose. I compiled everything. The screenshots, the messages, the old reports, the testimonials from other women. I didn't just want to expose Mason, I wanted to show a pattern. A thread of manipulation, gaslighting, emotional abuse, and lies that stretched way before me and way beyond just one viral video. And I had one ace left up my sleeve. I contacted someone from a campus watchdog group. They partnered with a few popular creators who use their platforms to expose predators, not for clout, but for real change. They were the kind of people who didn't just post and move on. They followed up. They demanded answers. We got on a call. I shared everything. They asked me one thing. Are you ready for what happens next? I said yes. Not because I wasn't scared, but because I knew this had to end somewhere. And if that meant being the face of it all, so be it. 1 week later, a full documentary-style expose went live on YouTube and TikTok. It started with my story, then layered in the others. One girl broke down in tears talking about how Mason made her feel like she was insane. Another admitted she'd been afraid to come forward until she saw my video. The reaction was nuclear. News outlets picked it up, a hashtag trended nationwide. Mason Carter became synonymous with manipulative abuser. His school opened a formal investigation, not just for the old complaints, but new ones that surfaced because of the video. His job, the one he got right out of college thanks to a family connection, dropped him like a hot coal. And remember the fake harassment campaign he tried to launch against me? We traced the accounts, all linked back to his IP. The police got involved. Mason got arrested for online harassment, doxing, and violating a restraining order from one of the girls who had finally come forward. Tessa? She tried to post a Notes app apology, claimed she didn't know what kind of person Mason was, that she was just as hurt and blinded by love. No one bought it. Her brand deals dried up. She disappeared from socials a month later. Lucas stayed by my side through it all. Never asked for anything. Just held me when I couldn't stop shaking, told me I was stronger than what happened to me, and reminded me that I wasn't just someone's ex or someone's victim. I was someone who fought back. Now, I'm in therapy. I've got a new job, remote, better pay, better team. I started my own side project helping women document toxic relationships safely. And Lucas? He's still here. We're taking it slow. No pressure, no labels, just peace. But sometimes, I think back to that night at the birthday party. To Mason's face when I walked in with his brother. To the moment he realized I wasn't the crazy, clingy girl he painted me as. It was the reckoning. And I whispered the truth right to his face. Now you know what betrayal feels like. Not petty. Not spiteful. Just justice. And for the first time in a long time, I'm free. Never let anyone make you question your worth. If someone lies, manipulates, and betrays you, that says everything about them, not you. Healing is powerful, but speaking up, that's how you change everything. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more real, raw, and unforgettable stories that hit you right in the heart. Your support helps us keep sharing voices that deserve to be heard.